Hi guys, I thought I'd do a quick overview of my mild screwdriver obsession. I love screwdrivers and they all have slightly different ups and downs and feels, so I just thought I would do a brief overview of why I like them and what I don't like and what I think are good. So you've got different types of screwdrivers. You've got specialty screwdrivers like Allen's and Torx, and then you've got flexi screwdrivers, bit drivers, nut drivers. You've got small screwdrivers, for finer work. You've got difficult access screwdrivers. You've got midget screwdrivers to get behind wardrobes and etc. Ratcheting, non-ratcheting. Then you've got electronic screwdrivers. You've got standard Phillips, flathead, Allen, so you've got it all. And then you've got ratcheting bit drivers, etc. So there's a whole host of different screwdrivers. They all have different feel. I've used these a lot. These are made by Brick Tool. You can just make out, and these are electric screwdrivers for 10,000 volt, and they're quite good. But they're starting to feel a bit rattly. And I think that Brick Tool makes Stanley screwdrivers, because that is, or either Stanley make for Brick Tool, but that is very similar to the Stanley screwdriver. If you look, very, very similar indeed. I don't mind these. I think they've got like a bulbous handle to them, and they're not bad at all. So I don't mind the Stanley ones, and they're quite affordable. And I definitely like the Torx screwdrivers. I find them to be quite good. So yeah, so I don't mind the Brick Tool. They make quite good ones. Falcom, which is a French company, 10,000 watt, 1,000 watt, shall I say, screwdriver. Those are good, and the colour marked as well, so you know what they are. So this is a security torque, and they're quite good, and security Phillips, and I quite like these. They've got a nice feel in the hand, and they've got so I'd thumbs up on the Falcom. I've used them a couple of times, and I find them good. The next thing is wiha. These are not too bad. They're a bit tinny, and they've got no bolster on the end, so you can't get any extra leverage. But because they've got a thin shaft, you can get them sometimes in some fine places. So I find them quite useful, and they're quite cheap as well. They are in Europe anyway. So wiha, thumbs up. These ones are made in Germany, Max Pro, and I really like the feel of these. These have got cork, and they're really grippy. You won't believe the grip. And when you get oil on your hands, the cork is still grippy. So these are quite good. But like I say again, no bolster. So you know what I mean. So you got no extra grip. So you're gonna have to get get a vice grip or something on the actual screwdriver and mar it to get any extra torque. But they are a nice feeling screwdriver, as are the Stanley, which I've covered, the electronic ones. Those are good, but like again, no bolster. But these are electronic screwdrivers, but no bolster. These are the wiha. These are absolutely amazing. They've got a weighted, so you can hit them, bang, bang, bang. So you can really get some pounding on these, and you can get a bolster on them as well. I think it's a 8mm bolster head on this one, and it's really, really nice. And if you felt the weight of them, and they're so grippy. So wiha make beautiful screwdrivers. They're not cheap, but they're really good. And if you felt the weight of them, probably the heaviest screwdriver here. So really, really nice. These are not bad, channel lock, and they're quite expensive, and they feel a bit tinny, and a bit plasticky, and it's a bit sharp, but they're not bad, and they're quite thin. And this has got in, other screwdrivers haven't got in, so they've been quite useful. But like I say again, no bolster, so you're going to be marring it to get any torque, but not bad though. I quite like the channel locks. Snap-on, well, they are expensive, everybody knows it, but they just have a feel about them like nothing else. And you can get a bolster, you can get, I think it's a 10mm wrench on it, and you can get that leverage to turn it, which is amazing. You know what I mean? So you can push on it and get the leverage, and that is a really handy feature, having a bolster, a hex on there. These have held up really well. I've used them several times, I don't know if you can see, and they're really in good nick. So yeah, Snap-on, they are super expensive. They're like the Louis Vuitton of screwdrivers, or of all tools, but they are nice. These older ones, not so much a fan. I find them a bit narrow, and the actual writing comes straight off them. But like I say, it's got the bolster, which is good, so you can get the leverage. But yeah, I prefer these ones to these ones. Now next, ratcheting screwdrivers. They are really useful. You can make it non-ratcheting in the middle, and then you can go back and reverse. So if you're doing repetitive work, these are quite useful. Also, you've got a waterproof gasket on the top there with a rubber, and then you've got your bits in the screwdriver. So handy to have, useful to have in the car, useful to have out and about with you. You've got 6 screwdrivers in one, handy. So yeah, Snap-on, they are expensive, I know that, but they're just nice. What else can you say? They're just lovely. This one as well, this one is really good. It's called Pistol Grip Snap-on Screwdriver. So you can ratchet. Also, you can take out and you can put different sizes in there. So you can get all sorts of different lengths. Non-ratcheting, ratcheting. And then again, it's got the bits in the end. So you can get about maybe 10 or 15 different screwdrivers in one. And then you can have it as a standard, or you can have it as a pistol grip. Really nice rubber, really grippy. So many depressions to put your thumb. They're just lovely. I mean, I know they're expensive, but they're made in the US. You're supporting, you know, American workers, not Chinese workers. And yeah, I just love them. So this is probably one of my favourites. I really like it. It's one of my go-tos. When you've got Allens, you know, metric or standard Allens, you've got, you know, Torx, I really recommend you get ones with handles, rather than just have the standard Allen with a little end on the end of it, and they're difficult to manoeuvre. These Bondus, made in the USA, I've got 2 sets of these, metric and standard. You've got different colour, so this one is metric, so it's blue, and the standard is yellow. And these are really good, and they've got the hex ball, so you can go at it at a slight angle to get the turn. So yeah, these are fantastic, and it just makes a nice change from having just an Allen key. I really like them. And the same with the Torx. The Torx, rather than just having a bit driver, having a proper handle, it does make a difference. And now the bigger wiha handles are better than the smaller ones, in my hand anyway. Same with these, the Stanley, the bigger they are, the nicer they feel in the hand. Yeah, so really nice. These are a cheaper one, but they do the job. Now the next set of screwdrivers we've got is flexible bit drivers. So you've got the bits here, and then you can put the bits in, and you can get round, you know, you can get round a slight bend and turn the screwdriver. Flexible screwdrivers, they're quite useful. You can get in little spots you can't get into, and I quite like them. And you can manipulate it with your hand, and then you can get the pressure on it. You can't push too hard, but you can get in it and you can get jobs done what you can't do with other screwdrivers. And I recommend that you pick one of these up, because they really are good. So yeah, then we've got here a Snap-on flexible nut driver, and nut drivers are ideal for putting little attachments on, like little sockets, get round a corner, get a bolt started, get round a fridge, and they're quite useful. So these are quite handy. What's the Snap-on part? TM63A. And these are nice, and you can put sockets on, you can put all sorts on there, you can put so I like those. I picked this one up this week, a little standard bit driver, but it's got DeWalt, and I think it's possibly made by Channel Lock. Looking at that, they look very similar indeed. You know, hard to distinguish between the two, but if you ask me, I think the DeWalt feels a little bit nicer in the hand. But yeah, so what can you say, Philo, which are a German brand, they make really nice handles. The rubber I would say it's on par with the snap-on one. It feels absolutely amazing in the hand. Until you felt a Philo screwdriver, ergonomic, made in Germany, I would say they're as comfortable as the snap-on. And this is a nut driver, so you can run the nut down. You can obviously put an extension on that, and then so you can get an extra length, and it just feels nice. I mean, you can use a ratchet, but I do like the feel. You get a real feel of how much torque you're putting on with the hand. So handles, yeah, that's a winner for me. Then the next lot are small screwdrivers. These little snap-on small screwdrivers, I think they're junk. You can't get, the handle's too slidey, it's too small, you can't get a grip, and you're constantly having to readjust. They work as a bigger screwdriver, but for me, the smaller screwdriver, they're not my go-to. My go-to are the wiha, and the reason why is because the back spins, so it's in your hand, so you use your thumb, and you can put constant pressure, and then you can spin it. And you see that it's got a nut. You could even put a spanner on that and get a little bit of extra torque if you needed it. But having it fixed in your hand, it feels comfortable, it's not spinning. And wiha, they are I think the best valued small screwdrivers. I've got a set of about 15 or 20 of them, and I use them, and I never use the snap-on. I think they're rubbish. Then obviously you've got specialty screwdrivers, which these are good because you can tell, put your thumb on the top and tell if something's live. And this one's only a cheapie, Faithful brand, very cheap and cheerful. So yeah, I thought I'd do a quick overview of screwdrivers. Oh, I've not covered these ones. These ones are quite good, but they're a bit cumbersome. But just to get, I would say if you could run it in with something else and just get the final torque with these, because it's a fixed bar, get the final torque. These are good. These are made by CK in Germany, and they are useful. And they've got me out of trouble a couple of times. Yep. So if you like these sort of videos, I've not gone to midget screwdrivers, have I? Midget screwdrivers, these are good. They are adjustable, and they got a hand, and I find these to be quite good. The snap-on one's my favourite because it's ratcheting, and it's hard to turn the screwdriver in your hand when it's small and you're in a small space. So if you're going to get a small screwdriver, I think the snap-on is about the smallest small screwdriver you're going to get. This Stanley one's not bad, but it's considerably bulkier, and it takes a lot more space up. And it feels tinny, the ratcheting. And to be honest, I've only used it once, and I didn't like the feel of it. It feels quite tinny. So the Stanley one, I wouldn't bother with. And then these smaller ones, I find the handle is too small to get a grip. So the Stanley ones, they're all right, and they can get you out of a pinch when you need to, but there's not quite enough handle there on them for me. The snap-on one, it feels a little bit better. It's got the thumb depressions to get a little bit of extra torque. But like you say, you pay for it because it's the brand. But yeah, so I'll give you an overview of my screwdrivers, dislikes. My favourite screwdrivers are probably, for the money, the wiha. The weight of them in the hands, there was a bolster on the end, so you can tap on them, you can pry with them. None of the tips have ever broke on me. You've got a bolster, they feel really nice, and these for the money, I think, are the best screwdrivers. But you can't beat this one. If money's no object, this is the one you want. It's got everything, ratcheting, it's comfort, it's got everything. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick overview of what I think of the screwdrivers. They're all different price points, they've all got the benefits, they all do slightly different things, and they're nice. So thanks for watching. If you like this sort of video content, please subscribe, or put up a comment at least, and that. So thanks for watching, bye.